if you need an example and you click on it, maybe it'll jog your memory as well. Does anybody want to say what they think sight means? All right, go ahead. What it looks like, that's kind of close. Anybody else? What is the meaning? What about you?
They kind of tell you
A little bit more information? Okay, so here's the thing. How many of you guys have ever researched a topic and put the information from the passage down on your paper? Okay, put your hands down. How many of you guys have told your teachers where you got the information from on your papers? Okay, put your hands down. If you don't tell exactly where you get your information from, there's a word for that. It's called plagiarism. Now, none of us at this table are experts in anything that we're researching. That's why we want to research it, right? And we research it from an expert. So what we want to do is always give credit to whoever it is that did the research for us so that we could put it in our research papers. By citing the information, we're able to tell where we got the information from. So if one of my facts was that the jellyfish has none of the characteristics of fishes, or it doesn't look like a fish, I didn't know that at first. I put that into my paper. I have to tell where I got that from. I cite the information by giving credit to the author. So you're going to click on Cite, and this should pop up, and you look at the bottom, it tells us if we put this information into our paper that the article we got that information from was called what? Jellyfish. It was called Jellyfish. It was inside of what database? Britannica School, which is an encyclopedia. It was written on what day?
May 7th, 2017.
May 7th, 2017. So if any new updates have happened since this date, I wouldn't have it in this article. It also tells me the website or the link to the website. And it also tells me access. What do you mean by access? That's the date what? Someone used it. Who's that someone in this case? Us. So on the 12th of June, 2017, we accessed this article and found information from it that we put in our own paper. As long as you tell where you got the information from, you are not plagiarizing. You always want to make sure you explain in your paper where you got your information from in order to be academically honest. So, each source that we go through at this point is going to have to be cited for your research paper. Everybody got it so far? Okay, so click the little X on the site. Everybody, thank you. And when you go down on your article, it should give you more information about jellyfish. I'm going to give you 1 minute to read just like a part of a paragraph and come up with one fact from this article. Go ahead. When you find your fact, I want you to write it down. guys are working so hard. Good job. Now, see, some of you are completing your one fact. Once you have completed that one fact, I want you to cite that information. Remind me, how do we cite? We go to the, which icon?
The box with the check.
The box with the check. And up will come our citation. Now, as we get older, this will be a little bit more second nature. You should be able to do it in your head. But for now, we have systems that'll do it for us. So all you have to do is copy down this citation just as it looks right below your fact. What we're doing is we're practicing researching, getting information, and then telling where we got it from. So on your sheet, I want you to write your one fact, which most of you have already done, and then I want you to go below it and cite your information, which is already done for you. You just have to copy it down. So if you've already written your fact, go ahead and cite your information below that. So you would just copy that below your fact, and that'll tell us we found this information about the fertilized eggs in the Britannica Encyclopedia. It just tells whoever's reading your paper that it wasn't your thought, you got it from somewhere, and it tells you where you got it from. Punctuation is very important on the citation. So make sure you include all the quotations, any periods, any backslashes, anything that you see on your citation maker, you want to copy down so that it is in the correct format or it's correctly written. Great job. You want to make sure to add in anything, the link and the access date, so we know when you got your information. I love how you add, I found the information. That's great. Now, as you guys can see, it's a little bit tedious work. It's kind of repetitive, writing the same thing over and over every time you find new information. But what we're going to do is, at the end, we're going to make what's called a works cited. So you only have to write it once instead of every single time that you find new information, which makes it a lot easier on you. Great job. I'll give you like another 30 seconds or so. And then we're going to do a little bit activity. Or activity inside our activity. Alright, I need 2 volunteers to come up front with their papers, and we're going to do a little bit of an exercise to talk about what we wrote on our paper. Do I have any volunteers? So I'm going to pick somebody. You want to go? Come on down. And then I'll pick a boy. Come on down. Now, when we're writing these, we actually just put it on the paper, and anybody who's reading would be able to know where we got our information from. Come on down. But in the event that we're talking about it, we still have to give information about where we got our resource from. So on their sheet, they have 1 fact. Is that correct? All right. So we're going to use these sentence stems to talk about our 1 fact. I'll do an example. According to, what is our research? Our resource? According to what resource? We said the article name is Britannica. So according to Britannica, I found that there are about 200 known species of jellyfish. So I gave credit to Britannica and also talked about my findings, my facts. So we're going to practice that by looking at our fact. According to what? Where do we find our information? Britannica. I found oh my. So did any of us know that already? That 9/10 of its body is just jelly? Where did he find that information? Britannica. Same thing for you. According to, I found all right. So where did she find that